Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group. Advocacy groups escalate the fight over the use of Grok in government after a recent GSA OneGov deal. And the White House registers a domain for something called TechForce. It's Friday, October 31st, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's dive into the day's top headlines. Nearly 2 months after calling on the Office of Management and Budget to bar use of xAI's Grok chatbot in government, a coalition of advocacy groups is pressing its case further after the General Services Administration struck a deal with Elon Musk's AI company to deploy Grok across the federal government. In a letter sent this Wednesday to OMB Director Russell Vought, the advocacy groups reiterated their concerns in the wake of the GSA OneGov deal, along with the recent comments from Michael Kratsios, the director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. The letter, led by the group Public Citizen, states that, quote, OMB is entrusted with ensuring that AI systems procured by the federal government meet the highest standards of truth-seeking, accuracy, and neutrality. Grok has repeatedly demonstrated failures in these areas, and Director Kratsios himself has confirmed that such behavior is the precise type that Executive Order 14319 was designed to prevent. The letter refers to an executive order signed by President Donald Trump in July that seeks to prevent woke AI, or ideological biases in models that are used by the federal government. The groups argued in their August letter to Vought that the use of Grok contradicts this order given its past controversies with spewing anti-Semitic or pro-Hitler content. Weeks after the letter was sent, GSA inked a deal with xAI to offer Grok models to the government for a nominal cost. Under the deal, federal agencies can buy Grok 4 and Grok 4 Fast for 42 cents until March 2027. The deal mimics that of other major AI vendors like OpenAI and Anthropic, which were selling their models to the government for $1 each. Wednesday's letter states that the OneGov deal raises profound concerns, including the contradiction of the ideological bias standards, and says GSA at the very least should publish its determination of its assessment of Grok. An agency official told FedScoop last month that GSA's AI safety team determined Grok 4 met its guidelines after testing. The groups further argued the OneGov deal provides Grok with a broad federal deployment path despite bipartisan concern and public reporting on Grok's anti-Semitic and conspiratorial behavior, and creates a long-term federal commitment until March 2027 when its compliance with OMB guidance has not been demonstrated. GSA and OMB did not respond to FedScoop's requests for comment by the time of publication. When reached for comment, xAI sent back an automatic reply stating, quote, legacy media lies, unquote. And now in other news, the White House appears to be moving forward with plans to redesign federal government websites, registering a new government domain, techforce.gov, this week. The new URL, which was first discovered Thursday by a bot tracking new government domains, leads to a sign-in page that says the words National Design Studio and TechForce at the top. It includes a form for users to submit their email and receive a code to access the website. Records maintained by the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency show the domain was registered on October 24th and last changed this Wednesday. The domain registration comes more than 2 months after President Donald Trump signed an executive order launching an America by Design initiative focused on both digital and physical spaces. A new National Design Studio and Chief Design Officer will lead the initiative and coordinate agency actions. Joe Gebbia, a Tesla board member and co-founder of Airbnb, was appointed the Chief Design Officer shortly after Trump signed the executive order. What this website will be used for was not immediately clear. When asked for comment, the White House sent an automatic reply warning of a delayed response due to the ongoing government shutdown. Trump's order, signed in August, states that the National Design Studio will guide agencies on how to reduce duplicative design costs, use standardized design to enhance the public's trust in high-impact service providers, and dramatically improve the quality of experiences offered to the American public. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.